2 days before the incident, a strong radiation source was stolen, and the incident was widely spread in the news. Today, the Emergency Response Center has received a call from a group of youngsters, and they have found a package with a hazardous substance label on it. First units arrive to the site. First fire truck from Mikkeli 101 gets their task from the unseen commander. Their task is to make sure that the given zones, hot, cold and warm, are determined correctly. They'll try to recognize the substance, they'll do primary triage and perform life-saving procedures if needed, and also to evacuate patients to the casualty collection point soon to be established. The personal protection that the unit uses includes a non-woven gear called STUK, and motorized filter mask with an ABEK-P3 filter, and dose meters to measure the amount of radiation they will get exposed to at site and the level of explosion of the casualties. The devices used by the team are DMC 3000 and RDS 32WR. The next units arrive, 111 and soon 121, and they'll start to build a decontamination line with the help of military units. When the decontamination line is ready, the personnel will do the decontamination and radiation level measuring of the casualties. The personnel of the Unit 101 has now their protective gear on and start the search on the warm and hot zone. After a quick triage, they managed to divide the casualties into three groups: greens, yellows and reds. These colors define how urgently they need help. There is one red that needs immediate help, 2 yellows that are delayed, and 7 greens that have minor injuries. The first patient, the red patient, won't go through wet decontamination. She went through a procedure called dry decontamination, where the outer layer that is exposed for radioactive material is taken off, and she's covered with a blanket to make her warm and to protect the paramedics. A second patient casualty is brought to the casualty collection point, and before going into the first tent, he'll be scanned with a surface contamination probe called SABG 100. The dry decontamination has been done to the first yellow casualty, and now he'll go through the wet decontamination. The first yellow casualty has now gone through wet decontamination. and now will be scanned with a handheld device and a standalone device called Port, manufactured by ENVIRONICS. The first yellow casualty has reached the paramedics and will be transferred to the hospital by an ambulance. Both of the yellow casualties have gone through dry decontamination, and now it's turn for the green casualties with minor injuries to go to the warm tent. The first unit on site, 101, has completed their task, and now they'll start measuring their own level of exposure. The firefighter in the picture with the tablet has got a reading from a radioactive source and now does 3 measurements from 3 different directions to pinpoint the location of the radioactive source. After finding the sources, the search team will mark where they found the radioactive source with spray paint that you can see around the tree, and with the red and yellow tape, marking tape. Here in the picture we have the view from Envi screen that has got data from the Runit Pro, and the lines that we see on the map are directions that are pointed at the radioactive source, and the source should be there where the lines go over each other. This drone demonstration will be held by a company called ENEA, and they'll demonstrate how the drone will do scanning and searching for radioactive material. Here you can see the flight plan made for the drone, and drone will stop on each dot to give time for the sensor to make its measurements. And the drone has located the source. Okay everyone, drone has done its task. All casualties are measured, decontaminated, and proper treatment has been given to them. Radiation sources found, identified, and the area cordoned. The rescue personnel have decontaminated their own gear, and Radiation Authority STUK has given their further instructions to rescue services for stabilizing the area.